I used to work the overnight shift at a small rural hospital. It was a quiet place, the kind of facility where you'd be lucky to see more than two patients in the ER after midnight. Most nights were calm, too calm. One night around 2:15 a.m., I was doing charting at the nurses' station when I heard footsteps in the east hallway. That hallway was always kept locked because it led to an unused wing we didn't staff anymore. I thought maybe security had come by, so I looked up. A tall man was standing halfway down the corridor. His clothes were old-fashioned, like decades old, and his face was pale in a way that made me feel cold inside. He didn't move, didn't speak, just stared at me. I radioed security immediately, but before they arrived, he turned the corner out of sight. Here's the part that really messed me up. When security checked, the door to that wing was still locked from the inside. They did a sweep, no one was there. No footprints, no signs of entry. Later, I told one of the older nurses what I'd seen, and she got real quiet. Then she said, "You saw Harold." She explained that Harold was a patient who had died there in the late 70s, wandering the halls before his surgery, disoriented, until he collapsed in that same wing. She said he checks on the night staff sometimes. It's been 3 years, and I still don't work that shift anymore. I live in a small cabin near the woods. I've always loved the isolation, until last fall. It was late September when I started hearing it, a voice calling my name from the tree line at night. The first time, I thought it was my brother playing a prank. I yelled back, but the voice just repeated my name in the exact same tone over and over. The second night, it came again, but closer. I stood on the porch with my flashlight shining into the woods. Nothing, just silence. By the third night, I'd had enough. I walked to the edge of the trees, calling out, "Who's there?" That's when I realized something horrifying. The voice didn't echo. It wasn't bouncing through the trees like normal sound. It was just there, flat and wrong. I backed away, and as I did, I saw movement between the trunks. Something tall and thin stepped backward into the shadows, its head cocked like it was curious. I've never heard my name called in those woods since. But sometimes when I'm outside late, I'll feel eyes on me from the tree line, and I don't stay out long. 2 years ago, I moved into an old apartment building in the city. My unit was on the third floor, and the one above me had been empty for years, according to the landlord. The first month was fine, until I started hearing footsteps above my bedroom late at night. Slow, dragging steps. At first, I thought maybe the landlord had finally rented the place out. Then, one night, I heard something heavier. Furniture scraping across the floor. The sound went on for almost an hour. The next morning, I asked the landlord if anyone had moved in. He swore it was still vacant and even showed me the keys. That same night, I heard the footsteps again, but this time they stopped directly above my bed. Then, 3 loud knocks on the ceiling. Eventually, the landlord agreed to check the apartment with me there. The place was dusty, untouched, and in the middle of the floor, directly above where my bed sat downstairs, was a fresh set of footprints in the dust, bare footprints. I moved out a week later. I don't care if it was a person or something else, I didn't want to find out.